And joining me now is Eric Mandel, Director of the Middle East Political Information Network. Eric, it's great to see you back here on the show as always.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, so Iran, as you heard, slammed the move as illegal, and you already have a number of countries, including China and Turkey, who are criticizing this move. The question is, will they press forward regardless of the sanctions, or is it just too much money to lose?
Well, I think the first thing is we have to take a step back and see why these sanctions have been removed in the first place. Mm-hmm. We were promised some moderating behavior after the JCPOA because of the sanctions relief, and what we got was Iranian missile development, terrorism, human rights abuses, and also their entrenchment in Syria. And so this was not just punishment, this was it'll be now 4 years since the 2015 JCPOA was there. So now the consequences are, if people are going to have Iranian oil imported, China, mm-hmm. Turkey, they are going to have to pay a price because it undermines American national security interests, having Iran empowered, because Iran has everything from American blood on its hands, from the IEDs it produced in Iraq, to undermining allies, to being complicit in the genocide in Syria. So there's a lot of reasons why Iran needs to be reined in, and this is an effective non-military tool.
Will these countries, again, push forward and still attempt to buy oil and import oil from Iran, though?
Well, some countries will use an excuse, like South Korea, saying that their refineries are only geared up for Iranian oil. These things are true, but they can be changed over. China is looking to have some confrontation with America here over this because they see Iran to be an asset to them. But it really is going to depend upon how much the American Treasury, how the different organizations that will implement these sanctions, push hard. Turkey, we shouldn't be complaining at all. As it is, we have a problem with Turkey right now because they're implementing the Russian S-400 anti-missile system mm-hmm. into NATO. So we don't need to do any favors for Turkey there.
How crippling will this latest move be on Iran at this point? Because, listen, the U.S. has been taking step after step, again, to try and get Iran to, as you heard Secretary of State Pompeo say just a few moments ago, I'll paraphrase it, to more of a, more of an accepted nation, have a government that actually conforms.
Right. Well, listen, this is a revolutionary theocracy. Right. They are not changing. They have a mission. Their mission is anti-Western. It's anti-Semitic. They want a regional hegemony. They're not going to be changing. But that does not mean that we need to say, well, we haven't changed them quickly. This is going to be a long process, and assuming there's going to be no military intervention, certainly not with this administration that really doesn't want to have any boots on the ground there, this is the most effective way to proceed. How tight, how strong they will be, I think they will be. I think Pompeo and Bolton have just been waiting for this opportunity. It's what they've said for a long time, and I think it's important. They've also, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, now have also been sanctioned. So there's real teeth here.
I'm glad you brought up the Revolutionary Guard, because the supreme leader in Iran appointing a new leader of the Revolutionary Guard, and it's somebody who has made headlines before. This is a leader who was picked, Hossein Salami, somebody who has said not long ago, we plan to break America, we plan to break Israel, and cleanse the planet from the filth of their existence. So how should the U.S. and Israel interpret and perceive this?
Well, having somebody who says it out loud, I actually appreciate, because there's no ambiguity here. But even people who are considered the moderates are really just the moderates of the, if we will say, the extremists, whether it's the president or whether it's the foreign minister. They've been playing America for a long time, and they played them at the JCPOA, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Will they increase problems here? So the big threat is, will they affect the Straits of Hormuz? I don't believe they will. The reason is because China gets so much of its oil from there, and so I don't think they want to do that. If they're going to make problems, it's going to be on the other side of the Arabian Peninsula, Bab el-Mandeb, and that is where Houthis, which again they love working through proxies, have shot at Saudi vessels, and that's, I think, the first place that they're going to create problems.
All right, Eric Mandel, we're going to have to leave it right there. It's great to see you as always.